It goes. It goes. That was good. That was good.
Definitely.
Good time. As always. Did I post that to the Patreon group?
Yes, I just got it to the group
You
me.
just got it.
We should.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about this, and maybe we shouldn't even do this when we're live. But is group me the right place for this?
What would you do? Like Discord or something?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Something like a
See,
Discord or
I feel like Discord is. I'm not opposed to it, but I feel like that's more nerdy kind of stuff, and not all of our Patreon members are nerdy kind of stuffs.
that's true.
So,
Like because GroupMe is technically just like a SMS group, right? Like when you get, you don't have to actually sign into the app. You can just be part of like a group SMS.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So I mean, I'm open to whatever it is. It works out well to talk to everybody. I use it for a bunch of other stuff, which is why I used it for this. But we can figure out something if there's a better option. So, welcome back, everybody. We're talking about
right.
We're talking about
call,
what?
We're talking about the platform for the private group chat for the Patreon members. So I have been brainstorming. We just got a new member. We just got a new member as we ended the episode. So
really?
Yeah.
Who?
Sure did. I don't know what Tim's having a seizure or something over here.
He's making fun of us because
I'm just making fun of you guys because you cut each other off a lot tonight. It was amazing.
Ashley.
Announce.
Nice.
I just did.
Hooray!
Woo!
Got another.
Welcome, Ashley. Welcome,
Sucker.
Ashley. I'm trying to actually get her the.
No.
No, I've been brainstorming a lot about State of Atlanta and like things that we can implement, and like I really like the idea of us being a fan club and like taking over. Like we talked a lot about the weakness of the program right now in marketing and stuff, and it's like that's something we can take over. We could just, I mean, as fans, right, we could take over some portion of it, and maybe there's another one, right, another competing fan club. Maybe Thursday night does something too that's like fan clubby, and we all like attract our different types of fans, and that could be cool, right? We could just take it over, like F them, like they don't have to be the ones in charge of marketing. We could do it too.
I agree. I like the ideas you've come up with. A lot of them are ideas that I've had for the past couple of years, but just haven't moved
David,
on
you're so
myself. Smart. No. I wasn't saying like that. I'm just saying like, I think that there a lot of the ideas they're simple ideas that no one's doing, and
right.
Yeah, it'd be easy for anyone not affiliated with a university just to do it. I think the number one thing that you said that I did not associate with was similar to how United has their supporter section. Right. Let's just create, and that supporter section was kind of born from all the different soccer fan clubs that were already in Atlanta when United came. So yeah, we are fans of Georgia State. Let's just do our own thing and try to do our own.
The easiest one for us to accomplish though is to have like the like a get together and try to do like, I was talking about like, you invited people. We talked about inviting people to the house, right, and like having a pool party. That was like one of the things that came out, and that ended up getting canceled for various reasons. But like we could like go to Phoenix 2 Park and like bring some tables and chairs and smoke goods and
some bourbon,
some beers, and like just chill out in the middle of the summertime. Like we don't need to wait for football season. We can go tailgate and like do it upright in a park.
Or get a brewery that's on board to give us like a discount or something. We show up on a Saturday or Sunday,
and a discount,
and we just have a bunch of Georgia State fans show up and do stuff. So yeah, I'm all about this. Let's get together, like over some beer and like brainstorm some ideas, and we'll figure out some stuff we can do to kind of.
Beer. I mean, like whether we're brainstorming or not, we're gonna have some beers.
Well, other than today's luncheon, how many times have we ever hung out and not had beer or alcohol?
Can we talk about that? Because
have you gone to any funerals? No, never mind. That wouldn't count either.
No, I thought there'd be beer today.
And I was it's lunch. It's lunch.
So what? It's lunch
I mean,
for
I would
sports.
drink. Yeah.
I would have had a beer. Yeah.
I thought there was gonna be a beer. You had a beer, Tim?
No, I would have had a beer if they offered me one.
Yeah. I thought there was gonna be beer.
Yeah.
I didn't have beer at the house, so like I was like, well, I guess I'll wait until I go buy beer. But I thought there'd be some beer.
How disappointed would you have been if you had all right, I'm gonna go to a thing that has beer, and when you go to a place that has beer, you always have one or two beforehand because you don't want to drink beer on an empty stomach. You got to get a little pound one and then you get there, and all right, now I've got a two beer worthy buzz, and I got no more beer to drink. This is a bummer. I got to drink sweet tea and water. This is horrible. Yeah.
Swedish tea. I mean.
Yeah, that's what my wife said. She was like,
"It's in the middle." Yeah,
she called it dry. She's like,
"Is
it possible for tea to be dry?" I was like, no. I don't think it was dry. It wasn't super sweet, but yeah.
Well, so I don't drink sweet tea anymore, and I had a little taste of it, and I was like, this is gonna it made me unhappy because it was sweet, and I knew it would make everyone who likes sweet tea unhappy because it's not sweet.
It's not sweet tea.
There was no winning that battle with that tea. Like it was not good tea.
I was okay with it. I had no problem with it.
Yeah, well, I don't. You're broken.
I
drink unsweet tea, so when I had it, I was like, "Oh, this is Swedish tea."
Yeah, Swedish tea.
Yeah, I've never had
Swedish
fucking
fish.
Swedes.
Fucking
before,
Swedes.
So exactly. What do they know? They don't know American football. I'll tell you that much.
They don't know shit
They
about
may
sweet tea. That's 100%. No. You gotta add the sugar while the water is boiling. That's the key. Swedes.
Oh, it's gotta be
come
hot.
on.
You gotta super saturate. I learned that stuff in
That's super saturate, right? That's
school.
all I learned in chemistry is about super saturation and how to make sweet tea.
How to sweeten your tea that you don't drink any longer.
That's right, which I don't even drink anymore. Yeah, exactly.
My grandmother made sweet tea because she's from the South, and that's what good grandmas from the South would do.
Is she a Southern woman?
I made a good point to not use that word just now, but our family joke was she made tea so sweet it made your teeth curl. That was it was some super saturated sweet tea.
I have a large swath of my family from Washington, Wilkes County, and that sweet tea that'll get you. It'll get you.
It'll get you diabetes.
That'll get you something.
And everything else.
Could you imagine some Eagle Creek tea?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's brown before you add the tea bags to it.
Well, I guess they boil it first, which is nice, right? I mean, that's got to be good for something.
I know that boiling is supposed to, and there's got to be a scientific explanation, but they say boil your water. I'm like, all right, didn't that just kill everything that was in it? But the dead remains of whatever was bad are still in this water. Like all the dead amoeba,
but the dead remains maybe aren't that bad for you.
A little fiber, a little protein.
Yeah, whatever.
There you go.
Probably protein. Probably less fiber, more protein.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I did not take.
Well, when there's like a water main break and your water works or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you got to boil your water," right?
Yeah, I never did. I never do that. I just run it for a while.
It's good for you.
It's legit, like boiling your water. Like that seems right.
So you guys want to talk about Georgia State stuff or Sunbelt school stuff?
Georgia State stuff. Always.
Title IX.
Sunbelt stuff.
No, let's do it. Let's do Title IX. And this stupid article that doesn't mean anything about anything, and they still published it because they're fucking retarded.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Wow,
R word was worse.
Fire.
Yeah, exactly.
R word was worse.
Right. Who are you?
On last call, everything goes. You can say fucking all you want, but you can't drop an R bomb like that, man. Come on, dude.
Sorry.
Horrible.
I do mean that they are like literally stunted in growth.
No, it's a pretty stupid article. It's the day and age we live in. We're trying to find ways to harass groups of people, and Title IX, there was a study done about how many schools are in violation of the Title IX requirements, which I felt like Title IX didn't really have requirements. It was like, hey, act like you're trying to be equitable, and then we'll just act like we care.
Did we
And
fail
so
at
I guess
that?
well, no. So this article, whatever it was, had a list of schools that were in violations of Title IX, and they broke it out into little tiers. We were, I think it was us and Boise. I can't remember what it was.
Boise,
It was
we
us
were
and other
grouped together. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were the in the minorest of violations. It was like 3%, 3.1% or something like that off of what we were supposed to
And what's the
be
threshold? 1%.
1%.
1%. So it was
that,
like 3 point something percent, and 1% is the threshold.
and on top of that, they reached out to the university, and the university got back and said, well, the numbers that you got were wrong. Here are the correct numbers. And all they said was, we were still in violation, but by less. I'm like, all right. So we went from 3.1 to under 3, I would assume. And you already have a 1% guideline. So we're 1% out of the, it's not that horrible.
Like, and also they, our school said, it's because of COVID messed stuff up. So we like extended certain scholarships and like some scholarships did not get extended because of choices and things like that. Like we tried to keep people who wanted to stay, and if they didn't want to stay, they didn't stay. And because of that, like the whole thing got messed up. So basically this whole thing is Aubrey Payne's fault.
Aubrey Payne, exactly. Old man Payne.
Old man Payne. That's it. That's his fault.
He's so old, his last name tells you how he feels.
I feel like that explanation is so justifiable that like to run the piece with that information on all these programs, even like it doesn't even make sense. It's like I just don't even understand like throwing all these programs under the bus for this thing that may or may not even matter a whole lot. And it's like it's over COVID, and it's just like there's a good explanation.
We talked about it a little bit in the private group chat, and of course the lawyer piped in and he made a comment. It was there a single woman or female athlete that was not granted a scholarship because it was given to a male athlete instead?
Which is the key, right?
And yeah, that's it. And well, I don't think the author of this article could have figured that out, and nowhere is it ever stipulated.
It's a lot of research, right?
Yeah, but
even in the article where it was pointed out.
If you're at 1%, then like literally you could give one more athlete, a woman a scholarship, and you're now within your guidelines. And are we at scholarship levels? Is every single female sport, giving out scholarships to the most number of women that they possibly can? I have no idea. I didn't do any research about this at all.
Right.
But I wanted to talk about
to your point, David, the article also did not answer that question, which is the relevant question, right? I mean, that's what actually matters here. Did we give a man a scholarship that that created this inequity over a woman who is,
or specifically refused a woman a scholarship
in lieu of a man? That's right. Like, which is the relevant question. And if we did not do that, then actually like super who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Duper. Not just a little bit who gives a fuck, but like super who gives a fuck.
Like who gives a gangbang fuck? Like a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. Like some real weird fucked.
So much fucking going on. So
it's kind of related to Title IX. It is related to Title IX. I mean, would you have thought UGA does not have men's soccer?
That blows my mind.
They don't. No, it's a Title IX. They can't. They'd have to add more sports because of Title IX. So they've picked all their sports, and they love gymnastics, and they have that.
They're good at it.
And they're good at it. That is the balance is there, and they can't add men's soccer because it'll throw the balance out. They'll have to add some other sport. And they're just like, this is what they have. This is the balance.
But even in that, like if they added men's soccer, would they decline any of their current women's scholarship offerings?
They have to find some other sport.
It wouldn't. They make so much money.
No, I think part of it is
they just double it up.
You would have to add another women's sport to kind of offset it, so that you offer. And it's supposed to be. In that article, even said it's something based off the populations of the university itself.
Yeah.
So some universities have a higher percentage of female students than they do male, and that kind of throws it all out of whack. And Title IX is weird. I'm not saying that I disagree with it or agree with it. I want more women's sports. I don't care about Title IX. I would love for us to have more women's sports.
Women's soccer is the best soccer. So I
It's
want
better
to
than
see
men's
more
soccer.
women's soccer.
I agree. I would love to see women's lacrosse. I would love to have that. It'd be great. My wife's college has a huge women's hockey league or hockey team. They've it's like it's not, I don't even know what kind of division it is or NAIA or whatever it is, but they've won the Frozen. Women have won the Frozen Four in that level of play of collegiate ice hockey, and it's great. I go there. They serve alcohol at their ice rink, and it's awesome, and I have a good time. I have a good time wherever alcohol is served. I mean, the students and the alumni get into it. It's awesome up there in Nowheresville, North New York State.
So I'll just like with Title IX, I think that it had its place. I think that it solved a problem that existed when it was created, and that was a good thing. But like if you look at what the situation is now, there's not a lot of programs that want to even break that, right? Like they're happy to offer scholarships to women for women's sports. Like it feels like they're not being forced to do it because of Title IX. Like when Title IX was implemented, they were. Now they're just like, no, this is great. This is like a thing. This makes a lot of sense. I think it did its job. It's running out, and it's causing these like weird outcomes that like, I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to run a whole article post-COVID about how we're 3% off or we're only 2% off. Who cares?
Right.
2%? Who cares? That's like a scholarship. That's like a scholarship in the grand scheme of things.
And we're off of it. No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. So I thought it was worth bringing up because it was in a national article, or at least it was on the internet, which I guess it was a universal article.
It was USA Today, wasn't it?
Sure. Okay.
I thought it was. I
remember when I was a kid, like in elementary school, we had to do something. We were learning about journalism papers and whatever, and so we had to like make our own like front page of a newspaper, like as a little project. And so I did USA Yesterday was the name of my newspaper, and we guaranteed 100. I was in 5th grade, and I did USA Yesterday, and we guaranteed 100% weather reports. That was our thing.
100%. We'll never be wrong.
That's great, man.
No. I mean, I was in 5th grade. I was like, no other newspaper will have a correct weather report, but USA Yesterday will always nail it. So,
man, that was 11-year-old David was just spot on.
He was ready for the future.
It's been downhill from that point on. So,
that was you. So David peaked at 11.
In so many ways. It's so sad.
In more ways than one.
Prepubescent David peaked.
It's just that's when I went to the private school. That's when that's when my parents actually spent money on me. And then I moved to Georgia, went to public school, and just went downhill.
It all checks out. It all checks out.
And then 10 years later, I started drinking. Well, 10 years later, I started legally drinking beer.
There you go.
I actually wasn't a big drinker when I was underage. I honestly, I think that I didn't even finish a sip. I think before I turned 21, I think I drank twice. I got drunk. Sorry, I got drunk twice. I don't know how many times I drank. Before I turned 21, I got drunk twice. That's
impressive. Yeah.
And now I drink every day and don't get drunk.
I can't say the same. We would have parties where the parents would just, all right, we're leaving. There's like 15 kids at someone's house. We're all like, there's stuff in the outdoor fridge. And we'd all go.
If I don't see it, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys want to talk about the bad thing for a school or a bad thing for people or in like a person or
David,
like
quit with the choices. Just say the thing.
The bad thing for school for 100, please, Alex.
Marshall apparently had some like, as one article I read, an all-universe running back that is just out indefinitely.
All universe.
Yeah. No, it's
Marshall
quarterback,
like self-proclaiming
running back. No, like I said, it was an article that somebody else had written. Apparently, it's an all-star running back, supposed to be best in the conference, I believe, at Marshall. And coach was like, he'll be welcome back when he gets his physical, emotional, mental, physical shit together. So I wish that we played them earlier in the season without their.
So he's not on the team right now.
He's not on the team right now.
Basically, no. Yeah. It's that pressure of the Sun Belt. It's a lot of pressure to handle. So, he cracked.
All universe, but he's not on the team. So he's not.
I knew you'd focus on that thing. I debated whether I was even going to use that writer's terminology. I was like, Ryan's going to fixate on that one thing, and that's all I'm going to do. All universe.
What kind of universe is he?
The fact is he's not, right? Because you got to play to be that, right? I mean, if you're not playing, then you're nothing. You're zero.
Well, I don't know how many other running backs are across the different universes. So
I mean, it's in terms of football, right? You're not zero, right? He's got his own shit going on. That's fine.
He's probably doing better than I am. He's better than I am.
He's probably doing better than any of us. But
he does the football better than me.
As far as football goes, he's all not playing football.
He all ain't here anymore.
He's out in the universe somewhere doing stuff, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. In the universe where they don't play football.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I don't understand. So he's going to come back?
Whenever he gets his mental, emotional, physical state in order. This is kind of like what they were talking about. I don't know what any of that means. It's kind of like it sounds to me like the Calvin Ridley crap from last year with the Falcons. They're like, he needed a mental health season, and I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I have it. Just don't.
Well, Calvin Ridley last year got paid, a couple $1 million, I'm sure, which is a lot different from this other guy.
And then and then now he's not getting paid anything because he took those millions. He spent a few $1,000s on some gambling, betting on the team he was not playing on. And seriously, Calvin, I can tell your mental problem you had. You bet on the Falcons to win. You were betting on the Falcons to win last year. Come on, dude.
I had some problems with that story. I sort of looked at all the details of that story, and I'm like, you know what? The intention of those rules were not broken. The intent, right? He didn't have special insider knowledge. He didn't have he wasn't playing, and that's the big problem, right? Is if you're playing and you bet on the game because you can you can definitely play differently,
right?
He was betting on the team to win. If he's betting on the team to lose, you could argue that he knew about players' injuries that were not made public, whatever. But you're betting on the team to win, and your team's crappy. He's Calvin Ridley's over there, they don't know it. I'm going to bet on this game, and tomorrow they're going to announce we're signing God to the team, and God will be the new running back, and God can break through every single line because he's God. It's not like he.
To me, it's not that big a deal.
It's not that big of a deal, but it's the rules you play by. But also,
I know
NFL rules are so loosey-goosey when it comes to this kind of stuff. They just kind of go, gamble on a game that was a stupid bet and lost. Year suspension.
If it were Brady, though,
30 allegations of sexual assault.
But let's if it were Brady, let's talk about if it were Brady, right? Or any quarterback, really, right? Any starting quarterback, what would have happened, right? I don't know. Doesn't feel like it would have happened that way.
Have you seen the Kyler Murray stuff that's coming up?
No, what's happening?
What's up with
there was a video game clause in his contract that got pulled away. So apparently there was something about not playing video games during the season or whatever. Apparently Kyler Murray is a huge Call of Duty fan, and so someone's
apparently too much.
Too much. So they do the stats every season when the new Call of Duty version, the new game comes out, his stats in games drops immediately. And I guess they do double experience points weekends or something during the it just happens to be during the football season. And when that happens, his stats drop dramatically. And so they put this thing in there we don't want you playing Call of Duty during the season. Otherwise you could lose your contract or lose your money. And it kind of hit the media that it was in there, and so the Cardinals look like shit or whatever, and they pulled the clause from his contract. But this guy has gone out there and he's found that whenever Call of Duty has a new release, Kyler Murray's stats go down that following week for the next couple of weeks or something.
So basically, they're like, you can't play yet, and it takes them a second to like figure it out. It takes them longer than other people.
He's not studying the game book or studying game film, or he's not doing whatever he's doing. He's
practicing.
He's doing what every college student ever did and just played video games instead of studying for the test.
Oh, you mean his football falls?
Yeah.
His football stats fall. I thought you meant his Call of Duty stats fall.
No.
I'm sure those are phenomenal.
In-game stats are bad.
I see.
No, his football stats drop dramatically.
Football stats suffer. Got it.
Yeah.
That's whatever, man.
Could he claim addiction?
Oh, that's a good one. They've called video games
wouldn't that
addiction,
opt
right?
him out of it, right? Like, hey, I'm addicted. I have to play.
I have a disability. Well, also an addiction means you admit you've got a problem and you seek counsel
he
to
doesn't
stop
need to seek help.
doing.
No, you just keep playing.
It's the Cardinals. I don't care about the Cardinals.
Yeah, who cares about the Cardinals?
I care so little about football that gets played west of
Atlanta.
I mean, the Mississippi, really.
Atlanta.
Birmingham. You like some UAB?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't care about UAB outside of us playing them.
All right,
that's about it. No, I say west of Mississippi. I really have a hard time caring about football.
Fair.
I think that pretty much. That gets me to exclude Louisiana and then fuck the rest of them. You know, like if you're on the side of the Mississippi, if you decided to be on the side of the Mississippi as Louisiana, you're dead to me. You're absolutely dead to me.
That's arbitrary, though, man. I mean, like, Seattle is further away from New Orleans than we are.
All right. Well, they chose to be on that side of the Mississippi.
They didn't choose. So what are you talking about? Chose.
They are
all their fault.
Side. Yes, they are dead to me.
David.
Yes. Also, I've never been to Seattle, but I've never heard really appealing things about it. Like people don't like people don't like they had great music.
It rains.
Even the great music killed themselves in Seattle.
No, so it's awesome. It is very rainy. The food's good, and it's beautiful there. And if you like doing like hikes and stuff, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump away.
That sounds miserable. Hiking sounds miserable. Yeah, I
have
don't
good
like
beer.
The sound is gorgeous. Like you get up on any hill and look out over the sound, and it is beautiful.
I don't like sounds. I don't like sounds. My kids make horrible sounds. I don't want to hear sounds.
No, that's not what a sound is. That's not the sound.
Yeah, you're not now. You're just redefining words and shit. You're making no sense at all.
No, I'm not redefining. Oh my god. Okay, all right.
Portland, Seattle, both of those places are fantastic.
Yeah, Portland is weird as shit. You know, people talk about like keep Austin weird. Austin's not that weird. Portland's
weird.
Fucking weird, man. Portland's
I've heard
fucking weird.
Portland's cool.
I stayed in the Pearl District when I was there, which is like the least weird area. But like I took a train to go like on a hike, which was super weird to me. And I don't know. I had a good time.
The part about going on a hike is weird to me. Hikes are horrible. Why? Like, oh look, there's a hill. I bet I can't go to the top of it. Oh look, I did go to the top of it. Yay! Oh, I get to go down the hill now. Is there a bar?
I mean,
that's
hill? Like my only experience with like West Point too, right? You guys are all gonna go there, and I was like on the other side of the river and hiking.
The only reason I want to go to West Point is to go on that ferry barge.
The ferry ride.
No, you want to watch
drink
beat
for
Army at football. That's the reason.
I can do that at home.
That's a given though, right?
You want to watch it live.
I prefer watching football on TV.
Oh,
like I really do. I would much rather watch football on TV than go to games. I love tailgating. Tailgating in person is way better than tailgating not in person. But I like tailgating. I like watching football. I like watching football at home more.
Interesting.
Weird.
Definitely strange.
It's way more expensive at games. Bathrooms are messed up. I can pause the game at home if I need to.
Bathrooms are important. People don't realize that. Like going to Tennessee, that's one of my big problems
Ooh.
with Tennessee. Like not just the like vomit orange, which is the color orange that they have is vomit orange.
It's pretty.
We,
It's
we
pretty
say
bad.
this often, but that's what that orange color is. Their bathrooms are just garbage, man. I mean, it was like you'd walk in and it's just like piss and shit everywhere. It's gross.
I
And
remember
it's like
walking into that
110
stadium.
degrees in there. That's all I
It's
remember.
110
Yeah, I know.
degrees, and they have painted it checkerboard, vomit orange and white all over. It's like you walk in, you want to vomit.
I remember walking up to that stadium that first time we played them. I didn't go the second time. The time I should have gone, and walking up, and I was like, "This looks like something that they should have yellow tape around." This does not
You
look
can't come
like a
in here.
place. Yeah, this is not a this is not a safe environment. Hard hats only. Did not look good.
It did not.
Although that stadium does have one of my earlier memories of Ryan in that game, because like, so we were in the Georgia State section, and like Ryan, we knew each other, we were friends, but we weren't like buddies like we are.
We hung out at the bar beforehand.
Yeah, we'd see each other at Georgia State games, but that was about it. We didn't hang out outside of Georgia State games, and so I remember like after maybe the first quarter or something, and we were up, or we were not down, we were close, or whatever it was. Like you're walking up to go to the bathroom or something, and I look at you. We make eyes, and you just look at me, and you just like throw your hands up, like I don't know what the hell's going on, but okay. And I'm like, yes, this is that's my response. We are not getting our asses kicked. What the hell's going on right now? Yeah, that was fun.
That sounds like me. I remember like hanging out at the bars and with you on that visit and having a really good time, and that being like me not knowing who the fuck you were really.
Oh yeah, I mean, like there's
some
many
guy
we
that
hung out with.
drinks.
He was the friendly face, who liked hanging out and drinking, and I was like, oh yeah, I like hanging out and drinking. And we just hung out and drank.
I see that guy at the Georgia Dome on the ground, passed out. Let me hang out with him before he does that here.
Quick.
Yeah, exactly. He can fall down at any minute. He's an old man.
Who knows how many drinks he's consumed already before I got here?
What a stupid place to go hang out, though, man. I will say that was one of my least favorites, and some of the shittiest fans that we've dealt with, especially in the P5, which generally P5 opponents, like fans, don't care about us enough to disrespect us. Usually they're very like, oh, hey, thanks for coming out. We didn't expect you. And like the Tennessee fans were all just kind of jackasses, except for like the owner of the bar that like they were like, oh, we have it covered generally, but like, hey, thanks for coming. Come on in. And like that was cool.
That was
the people inside were a little rough, but
I think the bar that we met at when you got there was, I have no idea what the name of the bar was, but my sister was actually enrolled at Tennessee at the time of this game, and so I was like, "Hey, where should we go? We're getting in town. Let's go." And she took me to this bar, so we go there, and I was with my girlfriend, my then girlfriend, my now wife, and we like whiskey, and we go there, and there's a big chalkboard sign. It's like $2 whiskey well drinks, and my wife's like, "What's your whiskey well?" And he's like, Jim Beam. And so Jim Beam, not the best whiskey in the world, but
not the worst.
For $2, not bad at all. And she's like, I'll have that. And he's like,
some blue drinks too.
I
feel like they made us some blue drinks.
She asked, she's like, I'll take the whiskey well. It's like, well, what do you want it mixed with? And she was like, ice.
Nothing.
Because we drink our whiskey on the rocks, light rocks. But yeah, and so we got shit faced drunk drinking $2 Jim Beam drinks at whatever that bar was. It was a blast. I had a lot of fun in Knoxville.
You can have fun in Knoxville and still be like, man, like you can make the best of a bad situation is what I'm trying to say.
So are we gonna have fun in South Carolina or in Columbia? We're gonna have fun in Columbia?
Yeah, we're not doing the pack tailgate, right? Like that's out of the question.
That.
I don't know. Yeah,
I bought the bus trip, but I did not buy the pack tailgate.
I'm happy to go hang out with South Carolina fans and go like walk
just
around,
roam around. Yeah,
let's get like some like. I don't care if it's like a Kroger bag or something like that. Like, so we can get some walking around beer. I don't want to bring a cooler because I don't want to bring like a big cooler type thing. 'Cause I want to go into the stadium. But if we can find just a bag or like a cheap bag or like a cooler that we can carry with us that will get let in, do some walking around beer and go through the tailgates and just
we can drop it back off at the bus, and if it's there when we get back,
that's the thing. I don't want to go back.
Then we don't.
I don't think the bus is close enough to the drop off is close enough to the stadium that I want to go back. I think once I go to the tailgates, I want to be at
a disposable freezer bag.
Yes, that's what you need.
Yeah, like some Ziploc bags of ice. We throw that in a Kroger bag of beer and head off on the road. But
did they set where the bus is dropping off?
At the Georgia State tailgate, wherever the fuck that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's $35 for the tailgate, and they didn't say what was included. If that's all you can drink, that's not that bad. But then I get to hang out with all the Georgia State fans, and while I like hanging out with Georgia State fans at Georgia State games, at an away game, I kind of want to go out there and fuck around with everybody else.
You gotta roam around,
South
right?
Carolina. Find out how many people hang out at Coach Elliott's house on the weekends.
The whole South Carolina team, all of them.
Probably so. Probably so. All right, there's one dirty story to talk about. This is definitely last call material. You guys hear about the Troy shit?
Poop?
Well, I'm sure it's probably involved. No, apparently there's a Troy player has filed a lawsuit against players and coaches at the university for some sexual assaults because they thought he was gay. And
so they thought they were like easy access, huh?
So no, I guess, and I didn't read a lot about it before this, so I don't know everything. But he says he was like at the players' lounge on it, like laying down, on his phone, watching a football game, and he said he felt immense pain, and there may have the players kind of assaulted him. And I think all the players are gone now. The coaches that covered it up, all but like one, are gone now. One of the players is now the punter at like Jacksonville State or something like that. He was a punter, I believe. But yeah, it's some like sexual assault, homophobia type shit. It does not look good on the university at all.
And then there was a cover up. I mean, that's the key, right? Is that like he reported it? And
I think I used the word cover up. I think that may be the wrong word to use. Coaches knowingly took no action.
They didn't highlight. They didn't highlight the actions.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. I mean,
it's pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Thankful it's not App State. Ooh, that would have been worse. I don't know.
No, they're lawyers. If only goats could hire lawyers, then App State would have a problem with this kind of stuff. But until then, I think App State's in the clear.
Yeah, I mean, if it was reported and it wasn't like made abundantly clear that wasn't okay and that like the actions were taken and all that stuff, like,
well, I want to say that I read that a pool cue was involved with some sexual assault type stuff. So
well, like, and it was unexpected. Like all of a sudden he felt pain. Like I'm connecting dots. Yeah. That's not okay. Like that's immensely fucked up. Like people should go to jail for assault.
That's all everything I'm reading about it right now. And like I said, I didn't see a lot, but what I did gather from it was they're like, all right, this is going to result in jail time for a lot of people if this is true.
Should it should?
Yeah,
it's not okay.
Sorry, Troy.
I don't want that way to other people. Period.
I don't want any of this kind of shit to happen, but why can't it happen? If it's going to happen, why can't it happen to East Division teams that are not us?
Okay. How about no teams? Let's go with that.
It should happen to no teams. It should happen to absolutely zero teams, zero players across the board.
But if you have to pick one team, what would you pick?
Even all universe teams. But if it's gonna, why can't it be against our opponents?
They'll find their own way to fuck up.
Yeah, like going to fucking Statesboro for a college career.
Exactly.
College career.
Yeah. So I just it's hard to even comment on it. It's just like it's so easy. Just fuck that nonsense.
Yes.
And Jacksonville State should, if there's a punter there that was part of it, they should kick him off the team.
I'm not sure. Maybe Jackson. maybe Jackson.
Whatever.
One of those schools that has Jackson in it. Yeah.
Anywhere those players are playing, boot them.
I think that punter has been arrested and the player has been suspended.
Yeah.
Or at least the player's been arrested. So,
Yep.
or brought
Sounds
in,
right.
whatever. Yeah, that. You know what? And I made light of the situation. I would hate that for any. As an alum, I would hate to find out about that. I hate to hear about it any university, but as an alum, you hear that about your university, about your players, the guys that are on your team, the people that represent you. Like I remember when I'm a pretty cold-hearted, disgusting person, and when the Penn State, the Paterno stuff came out and everything, that came out back when I played kickball, and we had a girl on the team who went to Penn State, and someone made a joke in our little. She was not part of it. Made a joke about it in the chat, and I was like, "Hey, let's just like not make these jokes when we get to the game today." Like, so and so went to Penn State, and I know she had nothing to do about it. She's a huge fan. She loves her team. She loves her university. She loves everything about Penn State. Let's just like no, whatever. And one of my buddies was like, "I was gonna say that, and I'm really shocked that you beat me. Like of all people, that I beat him to the punch." And I'm like, "I'm not that horrible of a guy."
Well, you put on a good facade, David. That's the point. You're a decent
it was
dude.
awesome.
People don't know it because
there's a good cloak over everything.
Yeah. You put up a shitty facade.
No, I knew to say that before anybody else did, so that I could go ahead and take credit for it afterwards and be like,
right.
You're all dumb.
Yeah. Anyhow,
that's pretty sad that happened. Oh well.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Like, and I think one of the things is, there's so many things bad about it, but you talk to these players, you listen to these players' interviews, and they talk about like it doesn't matter what team you're talking about, whether it's Georgia State or the Falcons or any level of play, high school play, whatever. And they always talk about like these are my brothers, these are the men I go to a war with, this is my family and everything, and like what the fuck was going on in that organization where that's how you treat your family, other than being in Alabama? Like what the fuck? That's just. There's a reason why that coach is no longer there. There's a reason why that coach is not there, and besides on the field record. So, all right. Anything fun you want to talk about before we call last call? We did fucking last call almost as long as the episode.
I know. I got to pee again.
The intro for South Carolina was leaked. All the sandstorm and more with lights, lots of lights that flash.
I don't even know what to expect out of this. I was not a college football fan growing up, so I don't know and I'm not SEC fan, so I have no idea what the South Carolina thing is to expect.
3 things, David. Okay, lots of cock, sandstorm continuously playing, and a rooster noise making like every 5 seconds.
Sandstorm. That's that song that we had that awesome band guy that would dance to, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you'll hear that continuously.
It's a good song from the 90s.
Hey, don't hate on the 90s just because you were a
child. It's a good 90s song.
I loved my high school years. I don't care if you were in elementary school then, Ryan. All right. Football starts next week, guys.
What's that noise? Someone's mic is like.
Oh, that's me. It was me.
My series turned on. Anyhow, all right. Football starts next week, guys. Football starts next week.
Woo! I'm ready.
We've made it. We've survived. We've survived the off season. All right, cool. We will talk to everybody next week, and we're all gonna go pee and then probably drink some more beer.
Probably.
Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Good night.